Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons in our NCAA Baseball 22 series as we are coming to the end of season number 1. And this is going to be a weekend series versus Virginia Tech. And we're going to jump into it here in the first game. In a critical situation on a Friday night. We are leading 2-0 as we have got the top of the ninth inning and the heart of the Hokies lineup coming to the plate. Now, Gilberto Reyes started this game, and he is trying to get the complete game shutout, and that first pitch is going to be hit to Villegas there in right field, and that's going to be caught for an easy out. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning, and so we're just 2 outs away from the complete game. 2-0 shutout victory for the Longhorns and Gilberto Reyes. Now the next batter, Lou Manuel, comes up. He is 1 for 3 on the day so far, so he's definitely got some danger in him. And the first pitch goes outside for a ball. Now the 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off. That's going to be an off-speed pitch down low in the zone. He's just not able to make contact, so the count is now 1-1. And the next pitch comes in high and away for a ball. So 2-1 is the count. Trying to avoid putting runners on base. That puts us in some dangerous situations. As the next pitch is going to be pulled down to the left, and they are going to be going around first and headed for second. They've got a lot of speed on the base path right now as that ball finally does come into Ramirez, and he'll hold on to it. And so Lou Manuel will get his 39th double of the season and put him in scoring position. Now the game-tying run at the plate hits a high fly ball to center. Hamill chasing it. Gets it down and fires it over to second, almost doubling him up right there. Just unable to pull that double play off as we do get the second out of the inning on that simple little pop-up. So now they come to the final out of the game so far. Marcos Vasquez, 1 for 3 on the evening, and he's at the plate. Game-tying run. And the first pitch comes in. He's going to ground it over to Cruz, who instead of making the tag is going to fire it over to first for the out. And that is going to be the ending to game number 1 right there of this weekend series. And we will take it 2-0 here. And that's a good way to start the final series off. If we can take 2 out of the 3 or have a complete weekend sweep, that'll be the best way to end this season. It's been a rough one for us. As you notice, we only got 5 hits, but with 2 runs scored. Our hitting kind of took a lack after the start of the season, and that's when our record really did fall off. So it's something we're going to have to work on in the offseason, but we'll get to there. As the old saying goes with the Yogi Bear, we'll get to that bridge after we cross it. You know what I mean? And so here we are now. This is going to be the final Sunday of the season as we will take the field in a rubber match here against Virginia Tech. The Hokies, they did take game 2 6-0 on us. So both games have been shutouts. Both defensive performances by both teams doing pretty well overall. And I can definitely say, fielding hasn't been our issue. Pitching has. If you look, Brad Huff starting today on the mound is 9-14 with a 3.7 ERA. Strikeout to walk ratio is actually a little bit better than 3-1 at 172-55. But he has given up 168 hits in 190 innings. And so that's been kind of a problem. As we see a lot of these guys place the ball right to where, it's almost impossible for us to get to it. And that puts runners on, and they're able to string multiple hits together and get runs across the board, which we're just not able to do that. So we're definitely going to be looking at that and trying to fix our lineup going into season number 2. But we'll approach that next season and in the next episode. So far for this episode, we're going to start out facing off against the Virginia Tech top of their lineup with Manuel de la Cruz batting .245 on the season, facing an 0-2 count right now. And that pitch is going to be fouled up, but it's too high, and Cochran is going to be able to get up underneath that one and make the easy out for out number 1 in this ballgame. Brad Huff, we have seen him in an episode earlier in the season. He had a real good performance in that one. Hoping to try to replicate that right now. But batting up for the Hokies is Gary McCain, batting .276 on the year. And he's had a pretty decent season for him so far. In their last game when they won a 6-0, he was 1 for 4 with just a single. But overall, pretty good for him. Now Huff, after that pitch, comes in for a strike. The count is 1-1 to McCain. As the Pitch gets delivered by Huff, and that's going to be high in the zone, but they will call it a strike. So 1-2 is the count, as Huff now has the lead on this batter. And the next pitch is going to be grounded over to Gonzalez. That's going to be an easy one as he gets it on over to Falk at first. Out number 2 here in this top half of the first inning. And so our fielding hasn't been much of an issue. We don't get a whole lot of errors. Like I said, it's just the stringing together of hits, something that our opponents are able to do, and we're just not. And that pitch comes in as a fastball just outside of the zone, but got kind of a home field call right there, making the count 0-1 to Vinny Acosta. As he hits a hard grounder, but Gonzalez takes the proper angle and scoops it up and gets it over to first. And that is how the top half of the first inning ends. Gonzalez with the great play coming off on that third out to get that jump and have the right angle to scoop up that hard hit ground ball and get it over there. So here we come out in the bottom of the first. Bill Hamill is going to lead us off, batting .248 on the season. He has fallen about 30 or so points over the year, over this whole season from the first month where he's batting about .277, .280. He's fallen off quite a bit. And when your leadoff hitter takes a dip, it's kind of hard to get anything going. But in this one, Hamill drives that one to center field, a line drive, and he will stop at first base. They got a good throw to get that one in. Their outfielders do have some arm strength, so you have to be careful on that. I want to be aggressive on the base path, but, you know, when you get out there, it's so easy to get thrown out if you're not paying attention. So up next for the Horns is Martin Cruz, batting .255 on the season, letting the first pitch go in for a strike. And if you notice, he hasn't put a lot of power into it this year. He's only had 11 home runs and just over 50 RBIs. So we definitely need to see a little bit more production from some of these guys in the top of our lineup. Now, Hamill does have 37 bases stolen on the season. We're going to be trying to get him moving over here. And he takes off. He's got a great jump on that one and slides in easily for his 38th stolen base of the year. His steal percentage is successful at about 80%. So it's a pretty safe bet to go with him to get him moving off that base path real quick. Now Cruz facing a 2-1 count. He's going to drive that one to left center field. It's going to land in for a hit. Hamill easily around home and crosses around third and crosses home plate as the Longhorns will take a 1-0 lead here in Austin in the final game of the season. As that was a big hit by Cruz. Came around on it, timed perfectly, slightly on the outside part of the plate, but he drove it well, and that will get us an early lead. Now Cristobal Ramirez comes in batting a .258 on the year, and he's going to drive that one up the middle. They miss it. He misses it at second, and we're rounding second, and Cruz is going to third and will slide in safely. Now we have guys at the corners here to start this game out. First and third, and got some speed there on third with Cruz. Ramirez is not the fastest guy in the world. Coming in for a shortstop. Kind of surprising to see that, but hey, it is what it is. Now, there are still 0 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, so we might be able to try to take advantage and put on a couple extra runs. Facing off against Marlon Cottrell for the Hokies, who's had a pretty decent season for him. I mean, he hasn't been anything exceptional, but he does throw some well-placed pitches. And that one's going to be a deep fly to left field. And I think we're going to try to test him, and we are. He's coming home, and Cruz is going to be out. Oh, man, that's what I was talking about there, the arms they have there in the outfield. Riley fired that one in. Cruz, that play looked a lot closer than what it really was. And I think that's just because of a poor tag that the catcher put on. And if you see, I mean, that ball got there good, it seemed like a couple seconds earlier than Cruz. But he's tagged out by a mere probably about a foot. And that's going to be the second out of the inning on that double play right there. So Cochran is at first, and Kenny Falk will come to the plate. And the pitch gets delivered high for a ball on that one. As Falk has done pretty well in the season, he's got 24 home runs, 86 RBIs, one of the leaders for the Longhorns in the RBI segment, batting .251 on the year. So he's done pretty well at getting guys driven home. It's just trying to get them on the base path. And he hits a hard one to shortstop. He's unable to scoop it up. He tried to make a dive to get it. Would have been a great play had he actually gathered that one up. And I still don't think he would have been able to throw him out. But he does stop it from going into the outfield. So now we got a man on first and second with Doyle coming to the plate. .253 on the year. And he drives that one up straight up center. And here comes our man home. Here comes Ramirez. He's coming in. And he slides across the plate. That's going to be safe. 2-0 lead here for the Longhorns on that big-time hit by Doyle right up the gut, swinging early on these pitch counts, not giving them a whole lot of time to waste anything. And for us to chase something like we just did right there, as Villegas batting .256 with 20 home runs on the year, swings and misses at that off-speed pitch outside of the zone. So now 0-1 count. Cottrell delivers it. That's going to be high for a ball, so the count will be even up at 1-1. They say Kenny Falk has 11 stolen bases. I got to believe most of those probably came off of pass balls. Other than that, I can't imagine him ever actually stealing one. He doesn't have hardly any speed, to say the least. Now Villegas will foul another pitch off, so the count is 1-2 here, with 2 outs in the bottom of the first as the Longhorns lead 2-0. That next pitch comes in. He's going to hit a high fly ball to center field as they get right under that one and make the easy catch to end this inning. So we will take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. A couple of big hits that we were able to get for us coming in this one. And that one will set us up perfectly here for the remainder of the game. Now we're going to catch up to this game in the top of the 6th inning as we still lead 2-1. We haven't gotten a whole lot of hits beyond that first inning performance, so we have started to struggle a little bit. But Virginia Tech has started to come back and climb up the ladder on us, as they did get 1 run in the 4th inning, and so now our lead has been cut in half. Now to start this inning out, we're going to be facing off against Gary McCain, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Huff is already at around 80 pitches, so his pitch count's getting a little high, but I like for my starting pitchers to go 6 innings. If I hate pulling them out prior to 6, it starts to mess with the whole reliever pattern and bringing in closers if need. So that one is going to be fouled off. The count is 2-2 now to McCain. Huff comes home with it. McCain's going to foul another one off. And that's something Virginia Tech's been doing to drive up this pitch count, is they've been fouling off pitch after pitch against Huff. So now 2-2, and the delivery is going to be another foul ball. Another swing. Practically a miss, just got enough of it though. And on the next one, it's going to be fouled once again. We're facing about the 8th pitch at this, or no, actually the 9th. It's already been 8 pitches. And that one, he's going to drive to right field. Villegas is chasing it, and he's going to get underneath it to get the first out of the inning. But that took 9 pitches. If we're facing average 9 pitches per batter, it's going to drive up our pitch count. And Huff, if you notice, he's starting to get tired, and he's missing his spots a little bit. So now when you have a guy like Vinny Acosta coming up, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a line out and a ground out, it's still a dangerous situation to be in. As he hits a high or deep liner to left center, Hamill on his horse chasing it down, finally gathers it at the wall and fires that one in as they hit the cutoff guy and get it into second finally. But that's going to be a stand-up double by Vinny Acosta, his 32nd double on the year. And he's got a 10-game hitting streak. Not a bad way to end a season for a player on a 10-game streak right there. So now with him standing at second, Marcos Vasquez comes to the plate. He's going to hit a line drive to right center. Villegas isn't able to catch up to it. Hamill tries to chase it down at the wall. He finally gathers it and throws it in. It's going to be a stand-up double, and we're going to let that run score instead of trying. Because, if we try to go home, they probably would have advanced over to third. But this game is now tied up here in the top of the 6th inning. Huff is struggling. But I'm going to let him finish. He's at 85 pitches. He's got to finish this inning. He's done well for us, when I've given him the opportunities for the most part. So I need to give him the chance to dig himself out of this hole. Now, Vasquez is on second base. He's got 21 stolen bases on this season. I'm not too afraid of him stealing third, especially at this juncture of the game. Now 1-2 count to Estrada. He's going to hit a ground ball over to first. Falk will gather it up and toss it on to Huff, who's going to make the out at first, but the runner does move over to third base. So they are 90 feet away from taking the lead. Reggie Riley is in the game. Man who threw out our guy threw out Ramirez on that, or was that Cruz he threw out on that sacrifice fly. And he's going to hit a liner to left field. It will fall in. Perez is able to gather it up and get it in quick. But look at that. Just as easily as we got the lead, Virginia Tech has taken the lead back from us. and that is not what you want to see. As the next pitch is Juan Castro. He's going to be facing down the fastball for an 0-1 count. He is 1 for 2 on the evening as we try to stop the bleeding. Now, there are 2 outs here in this inning, so 1 more out is all we need. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm sticking with Huff. And Gonzalez will gather up that one to second, and he fires it on over to Falk. And this inning will be over with. But damage was done. Got to give Tech the credit. They kept fighting at those at-bats, making them last a long time, and they are able to take the lead in this game. So before we get our at-bat started, we're going to check on it on the bullpen. I'm going to start getting Howard Tucker up in relief because he's done well for us as a reliever, and he seems to be in a pretty good spot to continue that. And so first going to be to the plate is Darren Cochran, who hits a line drive, a perfect shot. Perfect, all the way around, except it goes right to the center fielder, so he's there for the first out of the inning. Now Kenny Falk comes to the plate, who is 1 for 2 on the day so far, and we're needing him to come through. We are trailing by 1. The score is Virginia Tech 3, Longhorns 2, and Falk makes promise of us as he gets it past the second baseman, and he will be standing on first with the hit. So the Longhorns offense is alive in this half of the inning, trying to get this thing tied back up. And that's what we have to do, is respond now to these games and to these runs. And Jim Doyle is going to come to the plate, batting 1 for 2 on the day. As here comes Cottrell with the first pitch. Doyle's going to swing and foul that one off deep down the left field line. That is a long strike right there. The count is now 0-1. Doyle facing down an 0-1 count with a runner on first. Cottrell delivers. Doyle swings. That's a line drive to left center field. It will land in. As we come around in second and over to third, we're going to send him on home. And he is on his horse. Falk running home, and he'll slide it in and he missed on the tag. This game is tied. Wow, what a effort by Falk. Hauling Keister around those bases. He goes first to home, and he's not known for having that kind of speed, but what a big hit by Doyle all the way to the fence, and they do a almost perfect relay. That throw wasn't all that great, and so we're able to slide in past that tag and get this game tied right back up. And Doyle is now standing at second. 1 out in this game. Or 1 out in this inning, actually, here in the bottom of the 6th. Tied game at 3-3. Jose Villegas is up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day, facing an 0-1 count. And Cottrell comes home with it. Villegas is going to hit it over to second. That's going to be an easy out for the Hokies, as they now have 2 outs in this inning. But we do move the runner over to third. So now we are 90 feet away from taking the lead right now. Mark Gonzalez, our solidly fielding second baseman, comes to the plate. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Cottrell delivers, and he's going to hit that one right up the gut, but it'll be gathered in by the shortstop. So this inning will end tied 3-3. We got 3 runs on 9 hits to their 3 runs on 7 hits. So here we are now in the bottom of the 7th. Cesar Murillo is in for the Hokies to kind of come in on relief. And his first batter is going to be facing Fernando Perez, a lefty versus lefty battle. Perez 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch comes in. He gets a big fly over to right field. That one's not coming back, no doubt about it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. 378 feet. Coming off the bat at about 105 miles per hour. No doubt shot, as that one went sailing and will give us a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Perez with the monster fly. He's done that for us a lot this season. Come through in some pretty good clutch spots. And you got to love seeing him end this season that way as well. He just saw that perfect pitch coming. It was a little on the outside edge of the plate, so to pull it and to put that kind of power behind it is an impressive thing to see. And really, it's that bat speed causing that ball to come off at 105 miles per hour that launched that one over the fence. Now Hamill's going to come to the plate with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, as he's batting 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Facing off against Cesar Murillo, the relief pitcher just gave up the go-ahead run. And Hamill's going to hit a deep fly to left center field. That one is going to get down, but Hamill's going to round first and head towards second. and he is going to be standing up easily on second base. So this inning has got a lot going for it right now. Hamill with his 32nd double on the season. Still 0 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning as we got add another hit and a multi-base hit to the board at that point. So Martin Cruz is going to come to the plate. He's 1 for 3 also, has got the RBI from earlier in the first inning. And this one to get us leaded off. Maybe you can help us expand on this one. Facing down a 1-0 count. That pitch comes in, and he's going to hit that one past the shortstop. Hamill's coming home. The throw. It's going to be too late as Hamill slides it across home plate, and we'll take a 5-3 lead. Now, big-time hits by Cruz in this one. Got 2 RBIs, sending Hamill home twice. Great base running and a good swing on that pitch to follow through to drive it there to left center field. Or really to left field. Now, that'll be the last run that we put on in the inning. So we will add one more in the 8th. And now we have a 6-3 lead. So coming into the top of the 9th inning, we're going to bring in our solid closer, Andre Hammond. He's going to face off against the middle of the lineup for the Hokies. And hopefully we'll get this one closed out and send the fans home happy to end this year. First pitch comes in as a ball. 1-0 is the count. The next one's going to be a pitch inside the zone. The count is evened up at 1-1 apiece. Now Hammond delivers a 1-1. And that's going to be fouled off down the left field line, almost into the bullpen there for the Hokies, as the count is now 1-2. So Hammond comes home with it. Another foul. And they're starting to do the same thing they did to Huff. Start just fouling these pitches off, causing the pitch count to go up and wear down our pitcher. As there goes another foul coming off a fastball high and inside. So the count is still 1-2 to Estrada as Hammond brings it in, and that's going to be a little blooper just past third base, but Ramirez will chase it down there and get the first out of the inning as the Virginia Tech Hokies are down to their final 2 outs of the season. Now here comes Reggie Riley, who's 1 for 3 on the day and drove in the run that gave the Hokies the lead earlier in the 6th inning. And he's going to hit a high fly ball to left field. Perez comes up underneath that one, and that's going to be an easy second out for this inning. And so now 1 out remaining in the season for the Hokies and the Longhorns if we can finish this one off. Juan Castro comes to the plate, batting 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Hammond's going to deliver the first pitch. It's going to be a high fly ball to center field. Hamill will be able to get up underneath it, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to end this season on a high note here with a 6-3 win over Virginia Tech at home in front of our own fans. Yeah, it wasn't the season we had really wanted in the end, but I like that we were able to finish it off strong as we got 6 runs on 14 hits to the Hokies, 3 runs on 7 hits, and Hammond does close this one out. Got some big hits by Cruz there, and Hamill with his base running, Cruz with his RBIs, Perez with the go-ahead home run. Overall a great performance. Huff on the mound did well up until that 6th inning, and that's probably more on me than him, letting him get a little too tired, in that sense. So got to watch that going into next year. But it's been an up and down season. This is the best way to finish it on a high note. And so, just be ready for that next year. Now, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already. And if you did like today's video and you're excited about the College World Series coming up, definitely give us a thumbs up as it really does help out the channel and we greatly appreciate it. So in the next episode, we are going to look at what happens in the College World Series to see who becomes the national champion. And we're going to get stuff set up for our next season. I will say this, I am going to look about changing out some of the teams maybe to see what we can do in that sense. And if not, what can we do to get some players added in? So definitely think of a player, position, strength, and weakness, and put it down in the comments, and we'll see if we can't get them put into the series starting next season. So thank you all for joining us. And as always, everybody, stay safe. And, well, y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.